Hi, welcome to Rose Opal Knits, our knitting podcast.
I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica, and this is episode 10. So, hello everybody. Thank you to all our returning viewers, and if you're new, I hope you stick around and you enjoy what you see. So, today is Monday,
May 18th.
May 18th, and it is almost noon here. It's a bit cloudy outside, a little rainy.
It's supposed to rain at some point.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to rain later, though.
We're going to go ahead and start with our finished objects. I go first?
Yeah, you have more than me.
Oh, well, they're not big.
It's like a first.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Okay, so the first thing I finished was a face mask. I used the same pattern that Daphne used in last episode, and which I don't remember what it's called, but all our information will be in the notes below the video.
It's called just the knitted face mask.
Yeah, by Michelle somebody. Anyway, like I said, it'll be in the notes below. And I made several, well, I don't think it was several. I think I made one major modification. The pattern calls for you to use like a ponytail holder hair, elastic. And I used ribbon. I used this ribbon that I picked up at Walmart like 2-3 years ago. But anyway, and I cast it on using, it's a free pattern, by the way. So, and I cast it on to, I think I used a US 4 needle. With the ribbon like laying on top of the needle, and I used the backwards loop method, with my thumb, and then just kind of slid it on both the ribbon and the needle. And I changed the counts a little bit. But this yarn is Picks Dishie, and I'm not sure what color this is. It's like a light gray. But I cut the ribbon, I think it was 40 inches, or maybe it's 50 inches, and then I cast it on, because you knit it in halves, and then you do a 3 needle bind off down the middle. And so I knit the piece long enough that I didn't have to tie both ends. So but anyway, I'll show you that. Kind of goes through there, and you can cinch that up. It gets smaller. And it just kind of like crisscrosses behind my head, and then I can tie it on the back of my head with that. But I haven't actually worn it out yet. Still haven't left my house, but that will happen soon enough, I'm sure. And so yeah, it's a nice pattern. I have seen things online where people are inserting just like a thin piece of cotton on the inside of the knitted masks, and I did think about doing that as well, just to add more coverage, but I don't know. Like I said, I haven't even left the house yet, so but anyway, so I finished it, and I'll probably knit maybe a couple more, but so there's that finished object.
Okay, so my main finished object is not knitted, it's crocheted, and it's supposed to be a blanket for hold-in. But it's kind of small because crocheting takes more yarn than knitting does. So this was originally going to be a lazy cable blanket that I found a pattern for, and I just had the yarn for. But so it's folded in half just so I can show it. But so it's like,
oh, it's heavy.
I know, but it's really nice. But it's not that big. So
very soft. It's like velour.
Yeah, it's like the Burnett blanket yarn. Baby blanket yarn, something like that. I don't know exactly what it is. I bought this last year, but all I did was double crochet. Wait.
It looks like half double crochet. Actually, I don't know.
I
don't even know.
I forget. But it was not an actual pattern. It's just, I think I chained like 100 and then just double. I think I did do double. I might have done half double. I don't know. Whatever they're called. But it's really simple. I
it would be cozy to, put just kind of, if you're a little chilly.
Yeah,
on the couch.
Well, I mean, Holden doesn't like to wear socks. and then he complains about his feet being cold, so a feet blanket, or
yeah, foot blanket, yeah,
or even for babies, because it's so that's how.
Oh, it's definitely like a perfect size for like a toddler mattress.
Yeah, every time I was crocheting it, and if Mason was sitting next to me on the couch, he would pull it over to him and just sit there and look at me, and he'd like hit it and just smile real big, like, I got your thing.
It's very soft. But I could see, you know, just like just how he would like to hold it between his hands.
Yeah, no, he likes it. So even if Holden doesn't use it, I'm sure Mason will use it.
Do you know what size hook you used?
Oh man.
I mean, if you don't, that's okay.
I think it was a K.
Is that? I don't even know hook sizes.
I don't remember. It's my pink one. That's how I know which one I use. Because I have just the basic one.
Yeah, the color coded.
The basic ones from, I think I got them from Joann's. I might have gotten them from Michael's. But like, the super basic ones, I think it's a K.
Yeah.
Somewhere up there like that.
Well, if you're interested,
but
you can always ask and we can find out.
I mean, we can just put it in the show notes. I can figure it out.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's not hard to.
All right, moving on to my second finished object, which was being housed in my Lands' End canvas bag with all my pins on it, is this knitted dishcloth, which I have not sewn in the ends yet, but I probably won't do that until I'm either ready to use it myself or gift it. So the last time I showed it, I was here and I just, you know, finished it. And it's a corner to corner dishcloth. It's Grandma's Favorite Dishcloth by PJ Allen. I think it's a free pattern. And I use Knit Picks Lindy Chain. Knit Picks Lindy Chain. This one says navy, but I didn't use navy this time. I used it previously. I think it's conch and celery. Yeah, this one says celery on it. And the orange is conch. So it's 2 strands, one of each color. That's what I have left, held together. And I used a US size 6. And I increased up to 55 stitches, and then you knit a couple or several rows straight, and then I decreased down to 3 stitches. You cast on with 3, you end with 3. But like I said, it's free pattern, so I'm not giving anything away. And so that's it. And I think I'm going to be done with dishcloths now for a little while. I say that, but I don't know. I've only knit 3 or 4 this year, so it's not like I've even knit a lot, but yeah. Now I'll explain that a little bit probably later during whips. But all right, so you have.
I have a half object. So I have a sock. It is the same sock I showed last time.
Yes. If you feel
finished
like
object.
You've seen this sock before, it's because you
know
have.
what? Hold on. I did finish another object. I had.
Oh yeah. We'll have to put a picture in.
It'll have a picture. That's it. I don't actually have it because it was a Mother's Day present for my mom.
Yeah.
It was I don't even have the yarn for it up here either.
It was.
It was the painted desert
held together with Patons Kroy.
Yeah, it was the purple and white socks. It was just a plain.
So she held 1 strand of each to make a DK weight sock.
Yeah. So, and it's just a plain vanilla sock, same as this one. So, but there will be a picture.
Yeah, we'll pop a picture in. I think I know how to pop pictures in now. So there should be a picture. I'll probably put it in front of my face or something.
If not, it will be at the end. Or
yes,
something.
It'll be somewhere. But
yeah, you'll see it somewhere. But anyway, so another pair of socks. These are again just a pair of vanilla socks, and it is in the. Well, I don't remember what month.
Knit Crate. It was
April.
February month?
Just kidding.
Yeah, I think it was the February.
But it's called Sprout.
It's the neutral palette.
Yes.
And it's a sport weight. And you cast on how many?
56.
56 stitches on size US 2?
Yeah, so the first time I did it on a size US size 3.
Which is what I did my DK weight socks with.
Well, that's what the pattern called for. But I didn't really like it, so I changed it. So it's on a size 2. It's all the same as the first time. So it's just a
She does a stockinette heel flap, and then turn, and then she does the gusset decreases.
Yep. So that's the first sock. And then this is how far I am on the other one. So I'm in the gusset decreases right now. So.
Okay.
And it's actually, the first time I did it, the two socks were completely different. Like, one sock was super speckly, and the other one was not really speckly at all. They're actually pretty even. Like, I know it's a little hard to see, but they're pretty even. And the cuff is a 2x2 rib. So, but yeah. And I also made the little cuff a little bit longer. Well, not the cuff, but the ribbing. Is that the cuff? Mm-hmm. Okay, never mind. So yeah, the cuff. I thought I was saying it wrong. But I made it a little bit longer than I did the first time. And I think I made it a little bit shorter for the leg of the foot. But I could be wrong.
So you knit the cuff a little longer, made the leg a little shorter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Compared to the first time. But yeah, that's all. I do have the yarn in here actually. So this is the ball. I don't have the label, but that's my sock whip. Oh, and it's just in this little cloth bag. I know nothing about this bag.
It was from my mother. She gave it to me many years ago, like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And then when Daphne first mentioned that she wanted to learn how to knit socks, I gave her some supplies to use to make knit socks in that bag, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the blue pair of socks and the Hermione's everyday pair of socks yarn. So.
And so now we didn't say that. Now we're into whips because she just showed her half object and we worked into whips. So you have 2 more?
Yes.
Knitting whips. And I have 1 knitting whip and 1 cross stitch whip. So I'll show this. So I've been working on my colorwork cowl neck sweater. That so if you've been watching for a while, you'll know this. But in case you're new, I charted this colorwork pattern motif or whatever, and to knit myself a cowl. And then I started knitting the cowl and decided I wanted to turn it into a sweater. So that's what I did. And so the last time I showed it, I was here. And so I finished the body and I knit about 4 inches of 2x2 rib at the bottom. One thing I decided to do after trying it on, I didn't decrease any stitches, I didn't increase any stitches, but I did go up. So I knit the main body of the sweater on US 6, size 6 needles. I went up to a US 7 to knit the ribbing because I didn't want it to hug me at all down there. I just wanted it to kind of have a look of ribbing, but to be more of a straight fit. And then once that was done, I picked up the sleeve stitches and I decreased. I think I knit 5 rounds straight and then decreased 2 stitches all down the arm. And the arm's a little bit wider than I would normally wear my sleeves, but it's okay. It looks all right. And then I went back and forth over, because I knew I wanted to incorporate some of the colors into the cuff. And Daphne suggested doing the 2x2, colorwork rib. And I was going to do that. I was all set to do that. And then when I got to the cuff, I was like, I don't feel like doing that. So I just started knitting the 2x2 ribbing, which I didn't go up a needle size for the sleeve. I just continued to use the US 6. And then I just decided to stripe in, I think that's 6 rows of the contrast, what I'm calling contrast color number 2, and then I did 2 rows in the bind off in contrast color number 3, and I'm not sure I have enough for the other sleeve. So when I picked that up, this week and knit this sleeve. If I don't have enough, then I'll have to rip this back and rework it, which, you know, something that we have to do. But let me tell you about the yarn I used. So this is all I have left of contrast color number 1. And it is Suburban Stitcher, her Merino DK in the color navy. And then this is my contrast color number 2, and it is also Suburban Stitcher, DK, her Merino DK in her Parks, one of her Parks colorway. I think it's from May 2019, and it's, I think, the Virgin Islands National Park or something like that. And then the main body is knit in Barocco Ultra Wool DK, and that is a color number 83147. So, but yeah, so I say this out loud and then it won't happen, but I should have this sleeve finished and it fully blocked by the next episode. We'll see, because I think the last episode I said I was going to finish all my socks and I didn't knit on one sock at all. So, all right.
Okay, I have my sweater. I don't know which way it goes. I didn't work on this much, but so my stitch marker on here means nothing because I just haven't taken it off. But this is my Tecumseh by Caitlin Hunter, and I have most of one of my sleeves done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just have to try it on and check it. And then do the ribbing. But that's all I did was this sleeve.
She was saying how she didn't like how it fit. And I was like,
yeah.
Daphne, you're 8 months pregnant or whatever you are.
Yeah. It is
33
weeks.
33 weeks. And she was like, I know.
Yeah, no, I keep trying on my sweaters. I was like, I don't like the length of this at all. And then I'm like, can't even say that at all.
No, because she's, you know, her belly is...
It's really just
housing
a belly.
A little human right now.
But so I have a sleeve. It's almost done. Whenever I try it on, it like bunches up. So like I'm like so unsure of when to do the ribbing.
The sleeve length. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt when I was trying on the sleeve for my sweater.
So I'm like worried to do the ribbing, but like I'm pretty sure I can decrease right now. I also lost my stitch marker last night when I was knitting.
Oh no!
I found it today.
Oh, okay.
I just found it, but it's still not on there, so it's just knitting. But I mean, like, there's a little bump because right here in the color work, so I can.
From where you made the decrease.
Yeah, I can just follow it. It's not a decrease; it's just the color work.
Oh, okay.
Where you add the yarn.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So I can just follow it up and put the stitch marker back. So I'm not even worried about it. Yeah. I've just been knitting it. But almost done.
Yeah, let me hold it up.
I was going to try to get it done by today, but I have not had knitting mojo.
It looks good.
I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than I don't like how it fits.
And the colors are pretty. Did you talk about the yarn?
Not yet.
Okay.
But so the main color, they're all line brand Heartland, however you say it. Mm-hmm. But so this is the main color. It's Yosemite. The tan, this ball is falling apart. But this is the Grand Canyon, and then the black is Black Canyon. So.
Mm-hmm. Very pretty.
Like I said last time, I have enough yarn to most likely knit a baby version with a bunch of modifications. So. But yeah, I'm very unsure of my sweaters though right now because I don't like how they fit. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't even matter because they fit fine. So, like that's actually kind of long, actually, even with having a belly. But yeah, so
having a belly.
Yeah.
So I don't have any more knitting whips because I am feeling a very strong desire to work on emptying my needles. I don't know. So that's why I said I didn't think I was going to do any more dishcloths, because then that would be putting something back on the needles, and I just kind of want to empty my bags and clear things out. That's my plan right now. So I'm going to work on getting my sweater finished, and then I'm going to work on getting my socks finished, and I've got a couple items on the needles that have been on the needles for a couple years, and I want to get those off the needles. So I didn't work, on a whole lot. So, but I did work a little bit on my cross stitch. But do you want to show your knitting before I show my cross stitch?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So, baby knit bag. But this is the little dress I'm working on. It is the Isabel's dress, I think is the name of it. I'm pretty sure. It was on Ravelry. But, so...
And the information will be down
yeah,
below.
so it's a little hard to see that. But there's a stitch marker right there. And I worked on the little body. So it's on really small needles. So it actually, it doesn't flare out, but it does go out more. And also the shoulders are weird because I only have one needle holding them together. Oh,
yeah, you have two on one holder.
Yeah, so it looks really funny, but...
It kind of looks like one of those little, newborn sacks.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what it looks like right now.
But, so I was gonna have this finished by today, but then I got mad because I messed up. There's a little, lace-ish detail, or I don't know if it's lace or eyelets, really, but I messed it up on the bottom, and I had to rip back, and then when I put in a lifeline, and then the lifeline somehow got messed up, I think I accidentally put the needle in this row above it, so it got messed up, and then I had to fix it, and then I was like, I'm done. We're not doing it anymore right now.
Time out.
Yeah, so, yeah, my yarn is, falling apart now because of it, but it is Candy Shoppe Yarn?
Yes, Candy Shoppe Yarn, which no longer dyes yarn.
Yeah.
But the colorway will be in the notes, but she doesn't have the tag.
It's summer something, I think. I don't remember. It'll be in the show notes. But yeah, so
it's very pretty.
I really like the dress. It just irritated me, and I'm kind of debating on if I want to put the little lace detail in it, or if I just want to keep it plain, because I think it would be pretty cute plain. Yeah. Because there's a little garter. It's a little hard to see because of all the speckles. There you go. So it's garter right here. So then I was like, maybe just because it ends in garter too, because it doesn't have ribbing on it. It just ends in a little bit of garter. So I was like, maybe just add a little bit of garter at the bottom.
Call it done.
Call it done.
Mm-hmm.
So I might end up doing that. I don't know yet.
You could totally do that.
I know.
Uh-huh.
I haven't decided what I'm doing with it yet, but that's where I'm at. Oh, and when I put the sleeves on, I missed a stitch. So I have a little stitch marker just holding it there.
Stitch, yeah.
I don't know how I missed it. And I'm so happy that I caught it because only one stitch fell off, one stitch fell.
Yeah,
it didn't go all the way up. Mm-hmm. But I mean, even if it did,
you'd still pull it back.
Crochet hook and pick it up real quick. It wouldn't have been a big deal. But still, only one. So I'm not upset about that.
Oh, package delivery. I'm expecting an Amazon pantry order. Maybe we should pause real quick.
Yeah, let's see anyone walk away.
Okay. Gotta get my remote. All right, we'll be back. It didn't work. Okay, we're back. It was my Amazon pantry order, and it was too heavy for the mail lady to carry, so she needed help. And, which was good because I got some yarn in the mail too, which we'll show you in a minute. But first, I'm going to show you real quick my cross stitch progress. So thank you everyone for responding in the comments last week about your, cross stitch history. A lot of you used to cross stitch but don't cross stitch anymore, but it was fun reading your comments and talking to you about that. And so I will pop a picture in of what it looked like when I showed it 2 weeks ago, so for a reference. But I am currently working on a 5-year-old whip, dimensions Gold Collection Petite Robin's Nest, and that's what it'll look like when it's done. And this is what I finished so far. So what I managed to do is I finished filling in the nest and some of the stuff over here, some of the shading, and then I knit the robin, which looks really cute now and look even more cute once the back stitching's all done, but I'm going to save that for last. And yeah, I don't really have too much to say about this. I'm just using the everything that was supplied in the kit. It's on Ada, and it's, the cotton floss. Don't look too closely because there are some stitches that I crossed the wrong way, and there's more than some. I think everything I've done since I pulled it out is all crossing in the opposite direction, which is funny because I've always crossed my X's the same way. So it was like last time when I was cross stitching it, I was crossing them the wrong way. But anyway, so I'm really enjoying this, and looking forward to it to be, being finished. And I have an idea on how I want to fully finish it, but you'll see that when it's done. And something that I'm doing this time that I don't do with my knitting is I'm keeping track of the...
You're gonna zip it.
Thanks. I'm keeping track of the time I spend on my cross stitch. So there's like no way I would do that with my knitting, right? Because knitting a lot of the time is portable. You can carry it around the house with you. You can take it with you in the car if you leave your house. And so I would never do that with knitting. But when I sit down to cross stitch, I actually sit there for a specific amount of time. So I just set the timer on my Fitbit. And then when I'm done, I turn the timer off, and then I write it in a little journal. So that's been fun to see how much of my free time I've spent working on the cross stitch. But so that's it for our works in progress. So now we'll go into purchases.
I don't have anything.
Daphne,
I didn't buy anything. Well, I mean, I bought the Mother's Day gift, which technically would have been shown on this podcast, but I had bought it and chose it myself, so
yeah,
I already showed it.
She bought her own Mother's Day gift from Holden. She got Holden's approval and she got it.
Well, it was like, he's like, I don't really know what to get you. And there's this one, the yarn that I got, I really wanted, so he's like, just get the yarn.
And she had done an update. You knew it was available, so...
Yeah, so I just got the yarn that I really wanted, so...
And she bought me one for Mother's Day.
Okay, I didn't buy it.
Well, Holden did.
Holden did.
Well,
I told him he should.
Yeah, he gave it to me on Mother's Day. He said happy
Mom
Mother's
really
Day.
wants this yarn. She keeps saying how pretty it was, so I bought the last one.
It is pretty, so now I will show it. So this is what Holden gave me for Mother's Day with Daphne's help, and it is Sweet Tea Yarns, which is Molly Klein design on Etsy. And it is the Anastasia colorway, and I just love it. I think it's really pretty. Look at those colors. And it'll probably most likely be a pair of socks when I cast more socks on. After I finish the socks I have on the needles. But I just love it. Look at that color right there next to like that peachy orange with that light purpley. I just love it. Very pretty. So that's Anastasia. And then I think I told you in the last episode that I had purchased the Clark and L May Yarn Club, which was, you don't see what the yarn's going to look like. It's based on a inspiration photo, and it just arrived, like when I got my knock at the door. And it's so pretty. I opened the package right away, and I was like, oh, that's so pretty. And this is going to be a pair of DK weight socks. That's what I'm doing with the April month that I got from her. And if they keep showing up and they're this pretty, I might just have to get every month. I don't know. But so I love that. But it's on the strong DK base, which is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. Oh, and I didn't tell you what this was. This is fingering sweet socks, 75 superwash merino and 25% nylon. So this is fingering, this is DK. But, and that's not it. But this is, so, where is it? So I purchased this, you see that?
Is that a Christmas one?
Yeah, it's a Christmas
Okay.
one. And it's called Perhaps Christmas. And it says, what if Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store? What if Christmas perhaps means a little bit more? And I think, isn't that from the Grinch? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know. That's what I was thinking, is from the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. But it came with, I think it's 32 count lamb's wool linen, which I've never stitched on linen. So, but I definitely want to try. And then I purchased the DMC colors that they had in stock. They didn't have them all in stock, but I purchased the ones they did have in stock to go with it. And that was from 123stitch.com. So that's going to be fun eventually when I try it. And then I also purchased these sulky petite cottons, and they are, it says easier, faster, and more fun than floss. And one strand is supposed to equal 2 strands of typical embroidery floss, and this is, I think, the autumn colors, and this is the neutral colors. And then I have a couple more coming, but they're not here yet. And but I found in my stash, when I told you that I went through my stash, I found some scraps of 18 count white Aida, and then some 16 count like cream Aida. And I did a little dyeing one day, and I dyed some with, Daphne had some Rit dye.
From the baby romper.
Yes.
I think I showed it on there.
Yes, I think you did too. Mm-hmm.
For my cousin's baby.
Mm-hmm.
The green
And
dye.
if she didn't show it in an episode, you have pictures of it on your Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I dyed 3 pieces with the Rit dye, and then I dyed 2 pieces. I coffee tea dyed it, lightly coffee tea dyed it, because I didn't want it to be too dark. But I was thinking, especially with the 18 count Aida, that it might be nice to try these on that. So Amazon had like several things for a good price, so I purchased them. And I actually also purchased something else, and I didn't bring it out. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, we're back. And since I was just talking about the Aida I dyed, I decided to grab that too. So these are the pieces that I Rit dyed. This piece was cream, so it's 18 count. It was cream, and now it's this color, which I think is very pretty. And then I have 2, I think this might be too small to do anything with, I don't know. But I dyed it anyway. And then both of these pieces, or this was 16 count cream, and then both of these pieces are 18 count. They were white. And so I like those. I have an idea of what I want to do with these. I've got a couple of little patterns, digital patterns, that were free from different designers that I downloaded on my Kindle. And I'm gonna, like, one's Christmas and one's a fairy. I'm gonna stitch that for Mary Rose. But anyway, and then here are the larger pieces. Well, this is a larger piece of the 16 count cream Aida. I had stitched something on them before, and then I cut that out and got rid of it. But this is what it looked like before I coffee tea dyed it. And then these are the color it is now, after the lightly coffee tea dyeing. It's just, kind of made it a little bit richer in color. But anyway, so that's that. And then the last thing I purchased, Color and Cotton over dye floss. So I just picked those up. There's 5. So the blue, the green, and then there's like a gray, and then a natural creamy beigey color, and then the pink. So I think my thought was that I might use these with the gnome one, the Jordan Privé. That's how I hear everybody saying it on Floss Tube, so I'm not going to try to say it with French. But I might use this with the gnomes, maybe. I don't know. But so that's everything. That's a lot. I know it's a lot, but I think I was kind of like stress buying. That's what I told my husband. I was like, I'm stress buying. He was like, stress buying. And I was like, yeah, it's a thing. I'm doing it.
I couldn't do that. He'd be like, what are you doing? Like, why do you need that? I'm like, why not?
But anyway, so that's everything that I have. And so you'll see that stuff coming up in the future, I'm sure. But last episode we discussed, possibly starting a Facebook group. And I said in the episode that if one person said they wanted to join, that I would set that up. And one person said that she was interested in joining. So it is set up now. Oh, I set it up before we started recording, and it's just on Facebook. It's Rose Opal Knits, and you should be able to search that and find it in the group section. And then you just have to request to, become a member, because it's a private group. And there's 2 questions that you need to answer, yes or no. Very easy questions, and because we want the group to feel like a safe, comfortable place for everybody who wants to be there and participate. And it's not just for discussing, like things that we discuss in the podcast. Like, I want everybody to feel free to talk about all their crafts and stuff. And also, if you, it is obviously for, subscribers, followers, and friends of, the Rose Opal Knits podcast. But, you're not just that. Like, obviously you guys are makers, and, there might be other things you want to discuss. But anyway, so if you want to join, you can head over to Facebook and join us. And we'd love to have you there. If you don't want to join, that's fine too. We're just happy you're here watching us. And thank you so much for all the comments. And, oh man, I meant to, after our last episode, we had I came across 2 new to me podcasts that I wanted to mention, and I forgot to look that up and write that down. But I think one's Yarn Curator. I think that's what it, didn't I tell you?
Yeah.
Talk to you about that, the Yarn Curator. She has a podcast, and she's also joining us with our Cal that we didn't even mention, our colorwork sweater Cal. And so that's fun. She left a nice comment. And so hello if you're watching. And so I watched her podcast and I really liked it. And then, I don't remember. But I totally wanted to mention her. But I'll look and I'll put it in the show notes. I want to say, was it Happy Little Yarn? Is that a podcast? We talked about it, right?
I only remember the one.
Oh, okay. All right. So, I'm sorry. I forgot to check. And we record on my phone, so I can't even look on my phone right now. But I will put the podcast in the notes below. So thanks for watching and leaving such nice comments. And so that's it. Do you have anything else to add? I feel like I do all the talking.
No, I think that's all.
No. All right. For right now, we plan, I just have to say this. For right now, we plan on continuing to record an episode every 2 weeks. However, you all know that Daphne is expecting, and her due date is July 1st. Mason was born
exactly 3 weeks early.
Exactly 3 weeks early, yeah. So, that could happen again. But if it does,
there might be a pause.
Yeah.
In episodes
Yeah,
or
they
something.
might
There
not.
might not be.
There might not be. I mean, it
Who
all
knows?
depends on how Daphne feels and, with the new baby and everything.
And I mean, like, who knows? We might not get any knitting done either. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's a new baby, so neither of us might knit.
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean, we talked about that already, that
Yeah.
we live in the same house. So.
Yeah. So we don't know how that's going to go, but as of right now, we plan on proceeding forward with every 2 weeks.
So if there's just a random pause in videos, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. I mean, I could do an episode by myself, but it just wouldn't be as fun. So I don't think you want that. But anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I hope everyone is staying healthy and that's it. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for sticking around this long. And if you subscribe already, thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing and giving us a thumbs up. All right. Take care. See you in 2 weeks, most likely. Bye.
Bye.